I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to do that because that'll tarnish his legacy as well as my legacy.
Let's see at 46 how hard Manny works, and if he still got it. I wouldn't completely count him out. That's all I'm gonna.
Manny Pacquiao is officially making a comeback, and this time, it's the real deal. No exhibition match, no gimmicks. The boxing icon is jumping right back into serious competition, set to face WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios on July 19th in Las Vegas. Pacquiao has already started training camp, and from the early footage, he's looking fast, focused, and sharper than expected. The buzz is real. Even Floyd Mayweather has reacted after seeing clips of Manny in action. So what's going on here? At 46, Pacquiao is doing what few dare to try, returning to the ring against a dangerous, much younger opponent. Barrios, just 29, is quick, determined, and eager to prove himself against a legend. This isn't just a fight. It's shaping up to be one of the most surprising and boldest returns in boxing. Pacquiao is once again ready to test the limits, and the world will be watching.
46-year-old Manny Pacquiao coming out of retirement to face 29-year-old Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight championship on July 19th in Las Vegas. That's according to an...
Pacquiao officially retired on September 29, 2021, closing the book on a legendary career that lasted over 20 years, saw him conquer 8 weight classes, and gave fans some of the most iconic moments in boxing history. Most believe that was his last ride. But nearly 4 years later, he's back, gloves on, and chasing a title once again. This time, there's a championship belt at stake.
It's wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion in Mario Barrios. It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July.
Set for July 2025, the Pacquiao vs. Barrios showdown will be for the WBC welterweight title, a championship Pacquiao proudly held in the past. The fight is officially approved under a special WBC rule that gives legendary champions the right to request a title shot when returning from retirement. It's a rare exception, granted only to fighters with the kind of legacy Pacquiao has built.
Pacquiao last fought in 2021 when he lost to Yordenis Ugas. Barrios won the WBC welterweight title from Ugas in 2023. His last fight was a split decision against Abel Ramos on the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson undercard in November. Pacquiao career record 62-8-2 with 39 knockouts. Barrios 29-2-1.
To understand how big this fight is, consider this. When Pacquiao made his pro debut at 16, Mario Barrios hadn't even been born yet. Nearly 30 years later, they're set to collide in a real test of youth versus legacy. A seasoned warrior with nothing to prove but everything to fight for, against a rising star eager to make his name. Since the announcement, Pacquiao has gone all in on training. His camp is fully active, and leaked footage from the gym took fans by surprise. Instead of a slow, aging legend, they saw flashes of the old Pac-Man, blazing speed, clean footwork, and crisp punches. It looked less like a comeback and more like a time machine. That gym footage lit up social media, igniting debates everywhere. Is Pacquiao's comeback for real? Could he pull off this stunning return? Or is it just one final blaze before the end? Whether you're backing the legend or wagering on the young contender, this bout is more than a simple return. It's a genuine collision of 2 generations.
I'm not saying the odds will be high that he's going to come back and pull this upset or even be ultra competitive. But again, it's sort of like Manny's already superhuman. Turning pro at like age 15 or 16 at 106 pounds and winning titles in 8 divisions. And oh, by the way, 2 fights ago for Manny in 2019, he came out of retirement and beat an unbeaten Keith Thurman for the welterweight title at the age of 40. There's very few greats that you can call all-time greats, and I think sometimes even above that category, there's that upper room. Is Manny Pacquiao one of those in boxing history? Sure.
Another clip of Manny Pacquiao recently made waves online, but it wasn't from a gym or a sparring session. It showed him casually moving around a room. Yet what stood out was his incredible speed. Even in that laid-back moment, Pacquiao's hands were a blur, moving with the same lightning pace he had in his 20s, as if time hadn't touched him at all.
My habit. When you start boxing, like, woo, woo, like that.
The speed is still there. Woo!
This only reinforces what fans have been quietly thinking all along. Manny Pacquiao never truly stepped away from the fight game. Even during retirement, he clearly kept his body sharp and his reflexes sharper. That warrior mentality never left him. That what's truly remarkable is that his speed, the first attribute most fighters lose with age, still looks intact. In boxing, it's a well-known saying, asterisk speed goes first, power stays the longest. Asterisk, but Pacquiao seems to be rewriting that rule. At 46, he still moves like a man half his age, and that blazing hand speed? It's not just impressive, it's downright shocking.
Things. The last thing to go is power, yes. Manny was also absurdly fast in his prime. So like a Roy Jones Jr. who hung on far too long, but was still fighting professionally at the age of 50, he still got speed that kind of compares to the average or above average speed that's out there today.
It really is remarkable. Pacquiao isn't just a great athlete, he's a force of nature. While most fighters slow down with age and settle into retirement, Manny pivoted into politics, served as a senator, ran for president, and somehow still maintained the conditioning of a world-class boxer. That takes more than talent. It takes extraordinary discipline and unwavering drive. What sets him apart isn't just his legendary speed or his long list of achievements. It's his refusal to slow down. Now, with his return to the ring, he's not just after another victory. He's once again chasing history.
That's how aside from boxing, I entered the politics because I want to serve honestly, to help the people. And I want to be an example, to be a good example to the politician here in the Philippines.
The answer lies not just in Pacquiao's training, but in the Philippines and the mindset that built him. He's not chasing a paycheck. He's chasing greatness. You can feel it in the energy surrounding him, like history is waiting to be written one more time. It's reminiscent of George Foreman's legendary comeback in the 1990s, when he shocked the world by reclaiming the heavyweight title at 45. But what Pacquiao is attempting may be even more daunting. He's trying to do it in a division where speed, reflexes, and stamina rule, where age isn't just a number, it's a hurdle. And yet, Manny isn't just facing the odds, he's daring to defy them.
Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around.
Yep.
People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
And people are definitely starting to notice. One of the biggest reactions came from Joe Rogan on his podcast. Watching Pacquiao's comeback clips, Joe was clearly impressed. You could hear the surprise in his voice.
Still can crack, and still as fast as lightning.
He said it's unbelievable that someone can fight like that at 46. Rogan also praised Pacquiao's genetics, especially pointing out his famously strong calves.
And he's such an unusual guy. You know what's crazy about him is his calves.
Yeah,
when you look
massive.
at that, they're giant. They're like a thigh.
That's when his guest boxer George Kambosos Jr. spoke up to explain. He said Pacquiao's calves aren't just for looks. They come from years of hard work like hill sprints, non-stop road work, and tough lower body training. That strength and spring in his step come from serious training. It's not magic, but pure discipline and commitment.
Reason why? Because in General Santos, the mountains that he runs and that steep hill, that's why they're so big. Because he's always constantly running the mountains. and I was doing the mountain runs with him.
Yeah.
My calves started getting bigger and bigger. But I understand, why his calves are huge. But he's always bouncing. He's always moving around.
Yes.
Like, he'll bounce for like 20-something rounds. He'll do his pads and he's jumping up and down. And he really is an unbelievable person, unbelievable athlete, and a legend of the sport. I think as time progresses, people are really going to, appreciate it.
It's common to doubt a fighter returning from retirement. Usually, we expect them to be slow, rusty, and just after one last payday. But Pacquiao doesn't fit that mold. Every new video shows him sharper than many fighters currently ranked in the top 10. That's why this comeback feels genuine. He's not just doing a farewell fight, he's challenging Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. That's a serious test. The WBC approving the match shows they honor Pacquiao's legacy. He's not just a nostalgia act, he's a true legend who might still have what it takes. Pacquiao's return surprised fans, but also caught the attention of someone very familiar, Floyd Mayweather. Moving from politics back to boxing raised some eyebrows, but the most notable reaction came from his old rival. These two share one of boxing's biggest rivalries. For years, Floyd never missed a chance to throw shade with trash talk, mocking, and dismissive interviews. Their rivalry was intense and personal. Now things have shifted. Surprisingly, Mayweather spoke respectfully about Pacquiao's comeback. In a rare, humble moment, Floyd called Manny one of the greatest fighters ever. That's a strong compliment coming from someone always confident in his own greatness.
Manny Pacquiao, I think that he's one of the best. He's one of the best.
Floyd also reflected on their highly anticipated 2015 bout, called the Fight of the Century. He acknowledged that they didn't meet at the ideal point in their careers, but emphasized that they did face each other. This was a respectful recognition of their shared history and the significance of that night, even if it came later than expected.
We didn't come together when we wanted to, but we was able to come together and get a fan.
Then came the big question: would Floyd ever want a rematch with Pacquiao? His response was probably not. Mayweather stated clearly that he isn't interested in another fight between them. He feels a rematch could harm both of their legacies and wouldn't properly reflect their past achievements. Whether you agree or not, his viewpoint is understandable. Floyd is undefeated, Pacquiao is a legend, and both have earned their spots in boxing history. Trying to revisit their rivalry now could just cause more problems.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want to do that because that'll tarnish his legacy as well as mine.
As the world watches Pacquiao gear up for his title fight in 2025, don't expect Mayweather to step back into the ring with him. Still, the unexpected respect between these former rivals serves as a powerful reminder of how time can transform even the fiercest battles into moments of mutual admiration. But what about you, fight fans? Do you believe Manny Pacquiao still has what it takes to reclaim boxing's top spot? Is his upcoming bout against the young champion a mismatch? Or do you think the Filipino legend really stands a chance to regain the welterweight crown? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more awesome content.